Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are looking at the best meta defenders on EAFC right now. Going to do a bit of a different format for it, so please do let me know in the comments if you prefer this format. Generally speaking, one thing that I've been doing for the last few years, I pick 23 players, the full size squad you can have, and show them in game, and then I talk through the 23 cards I picked. But this year, with how many different cards there is, so many insane players, I think that the way I'm going to do it now at this point of the game is just because we're looking at defenders. I've clicked defenders and we'll just go through them and I'll talk about each one. Maybe talk a little bit about some more than others. And then for each one, I'm going to give a rating out of 10 to give an opinion on it. So, Frimpong, we're going to give him 9.5 out of 10. He is there or thereabouts. Complete. Top tier right back. Kachawi, 8 out of 10. Bit small, but a lot of great stats. This Van Dijk, 10 out of 10. Perfect centre back, basically. Can't really want any more. This Van Dijk, 9.5. Not much worse. Olga, probably like 8 again, similar to Karchawi. Oda Battle, 8. Probably 7.5 on that one. This one just has a bit more. Diaz, 8. 8.5, I'd say. Karchawi, probably 7.5. Renard, 8.5. Quite like this card. This Renard, 9. Cancelo, 8.5. Grimaldo, now this card is amazing. We look at this card, not even terrible value. See a lot of people playing him in midfield. Amazing across the board. He's nearly 90 plus and everything. Absolutely crazy card. Don't really think with that card there's much to improve. I'd say 9.5 again. Marquinhos, probably 8. Bit small, but some great stats across the board. Ramos, I'm going 8.5. Baka, 8. There's going to be a lot of similarities across the board here. Are you sick to death of getting out teamed on FC24? Want that God squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out iggm.com today. The best and most reliable place to get coins for your ultimate team. Use the link in the description and code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out iggm.com today. Nashwing, 7.5. Charles, 7.5. This front pog, probably 8.5. Saliba, 9.5. Up there for best centre back in the game. If it wasn't for Van Dijk, you could argue he might be it. Koundé, 8. I used him on a weekend league on someone's account this weekend. He's good, but he is a little bit small. Doesn't feel like that lengthy type of pace. Maldini, 8. Bright, 6. Really didn't like this card when she came out. Even in January. She's small, not lengthy. Didn't have anticipate. She wasn't that good. Davies, 9.5. Top tier fullback. Hernandez, 8.5. Upamecano, 8.5. Greenwood, 6. Too small, but some good starts. Tar, 7.5. Bit slow at this point compared to some. Rudiger, 8. Vidic, 8.5. I know he's not got great pace, but he's an absolute unit in game. Cafu, 9. Bob Pastor, 7.5 to 7. She plays very well and got a lot of really good stats. Vigot's there, 5. This card maybe like 6, 6.5. Araujo, 8.5. Slaughterback, 8.5. Really like him. Bissek, just this card, probably like an 8.5. But the way he's fit into evolutions and stuff, he's maybe like a 9, 9.5. Klaus, 8.5. Maldini, 7 on this one. We're only going to look at certain cards at this point as well, because I'm not going to go through every single card. This card's probably like 8.5. Yashin, 7. Mendy, 9. Or 8.5, somewhere around there. Rofa, more of a midfielder, to be honest. Vasquez, if you got him with the upgrades, he was up there for best fullback of the year. It's probably like an 8.5. Maybe a 9.5 with his full upgrades, though. Maybe 9. Bonucci, I've not even seen that card. That looks pretty damn good. I didn't even realise Bonucci's played it. Fenerbahce, I'm not going to lie. Very good. They're probably like an 8. Alderweireld, remember this card, very good. 8.5, 9, it's just fitting him in. Alberto, like 7.5 as a centre back, 8.5 as a fullback. Rio, 9, 9.5, probably 9.5. He's up there for best centre back after Van Dijk. Thiago Santos, 8. Lucio, 8.5. Hincapi, 7.5. Nuno Mendes, 8.5. Hanko, 9.5. For me, he's my favourite centre-back I've used this year with Saliba. I've not used much of Fernand, have tried him, But I think those three are probably my favourites. This Maldini's probably like a 6 at this point. Kanat is like an 8, 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 8.5 on this Tavernier is brilliant. It's just how you're fitting them in. Ashley Cole, 8. Desai, 8.5. And then we start to get to the point now where some of the cards, they're a bit off the pace, to be honest. Trying to see if there's any that stand out. Campbell with the upgrades was pretty good, like 7, 7.5. Blanc just a bit slow. Reece James probably like a 7.5, pretty good. Ben White solid. All the Van Dijk's pretty usable. Vertonghen, not Mendy, usable I'd say still. Pepe 7.5. Is there anyone else that I would pick? Des not bad. Militao's usable. What are these purple like? Is it for birthday, was it? Anthony Robinson, probably like a 7. He was actually pretty good. Kanji still pretty good, 7.5. Varane 8. I really like Varane on FIFA. Pace even there still pretty good. He's got that beautiful anticipate. If you're ever looking as well in the future, like how you, I think by the way, Balde and Gavardio are pretty good. If you're ever looking at a card and thinking, is it a good centre back? The things I look for: good pace. At this point, need 85 plus to be honest. Good defending, obviously. Defending awareness is probably the most important stat for me, followed by interceptions and standing tackle. Physical, you need good jumping on a game where heading is pretty important. And then I would say strength and aggression, fairly similar. If we look at actual play styles, you don't see all the play styles here. You can't see all the play styles here. Okay. The play styles that I want, though, by far the biggest for centre back this year, in my opinion, is anticipate. I think intercept, block are pretty good. Jockey's okay. Aerial is very nice. Powerhead is pretty nice if you're going to have them as your corner threat. But I don't think that there's been a player that's had aerial and powerhead, and maybe in Evolution's been able to have it. For fullbacks, I like whip pass. That's really, really good. Rapid's pretty good. Quick step's not bad. And then some of the other defender ones that we mentioned are pretty solid as well. Quite like pinged pass too. At this point, though, there's probably not really any centre backs past the point that would be that bad. Like Davies, that one's still pretty good. This Kimpembe's okay. I saw someone use Gord Van Dijk this weekend. He was actually pretty good still, just a bit slow. I wouldn't really be too bothered about any of these cards anymore. Some of them probably can work, but some of the other cards are so cheap. Why would you be using these? I do appreciate you guys as always. Let me know how you've been getting on in Weekend League. If you've been using my tactics. What player picks have you been getting? Appreciate you guys as always. Keep it spicy. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.